Hello. Um, Donnie and I are continuing our adventures into Ben Yehoyada, which is the the commentary of Rabbi. I'm just trying to make this big enough. Rabbi. Um, Yosef Chaim of Baghdad. He died about 100 years ago, and he was, in fact, the Resh Galuta. He was uh, the title as it existed um, until recently was given to the chief rabbi of Baghdad, and the Resh Galuta is the. You're here already. I was going to do a whole introduction, talk about
Well,
something we already talked about.
a couple of minutes is like a minute.
Aha! So you lied to me. How dare you? How you doing?
Basically. Doing good. How are you?
Baruch Hashem. Okay. I actually before we started, I was I was reviewing this and trying to understand it. Um, so the reference to First Samuel 16:12
Hmm.
is a reference to the description of that Samuel had of the young David when he came in out of the field, and to he was commanded to anoint him, Mashiach him, the as the next king after Shaul.
Yeah.
Um, Last time we read all the way until Vayikatz Hamelech. Where's Vayikatz? Where's Vayikatz? I'm trying to find Vayikatz. Um, Vayikatz Hamelech. So I don't know if you want to go back um, or you want to start here.
Did you understand the context of what was going on? I like.
I mean, a little. So he starts off by saying that um, this quote in the Talmud, right? The Talmud says, "Lo yisor shevet mi Yehuda elu roshe galuyot shebevavel sherodin et Israel beshevet." Right. Um, so that um, and actually, was this in the Gemara itself, or was this Rashi on the Gemara?
I have to look.
Indeed. Let us look. כדתניא לא יסור שבט מיהודה, אלו ראשי גלויות שבבב, אל שרודין את ישראל בשבט. Right? Yeah. So this the rabbis understand. Lucky, please stop destroying my what you call it, scanner. Um, the rabbis understand this verse that says that there will always be a ruler from Judah. The scepter shall not leave Judah, to refer in their days to the Resh Galuta, to the exilarch. And as we explained, the exilarch is was the remnant of the Davidic kings that the Babylonians took into exile with them, and they continued to claim direct descent from David until about 1,000 years ago. And then after that, it became a title for the chief rabbi of Baghdad, which actually the Ben Ish Chai, Rabbi Yosef Chaim, was, I think he was actually the very last one. There might have been people after him, but nobody very well known. Yeah, because if I remember correctly, the Ben Ish Chai died in like 1925. And the Ben Ish Chai died in 1909. And the last of the Iraqi Jews, I believe, left in like 1952 or so. There are very few Jews left in Iraq. Anyway, all of that is beside the point. So he starts by saying that he understands this verse from Chronicles, which says, "Va'asita asiti lecha shem keshem hagedolim asher ba'aretz," right? It says that God says to David, "I shall make you for a name like those of the great ones in the land," or it means the land of Israel there. And he understands this word Shem, name, to be Shevet Mechokek. Okay? And so Shevet Mechokek.
The Gemara also talks about Shevet and Mechokek.
What?
The Gemara also talks about these words Shevet and Mechokek.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So Mechokek, literally means that it engraves or leaves a thing, but Mechokek also means legislates, right? So a ruling scepter. Anyway, and he understands when David HaMelech says, "Achat sha'alti me'et Hashem, ota evakesh," right? That actually, so there, he says there's two types of rulership. There's srarat shevet ubechokek, and there's srarat malchut, right? So there's one type of rulership which is referred to as kingship, and one which is rulership, right? Which is a scepter of rulership. And when David says "Achat sha'alti me'et Hashem, ota avakesh," right? He's saying, I only want one of these two, right? The one that is ot hey, and that's when we started explaining that malchut is the last hey of the Shem Havaya.
Right.
Is any of that stuff clear? Does that make any sense to you?
Somewhat.
Okay.
Enough to continue.
Okay. And then what he did was he started talking about historically, there apparently Khosrow Parviz had wanted to destroy. So the reason the kings of Babel and then afterwards Persia kept the house of David in captivity was kind of in order to have a puppet ruler, right? That they could always say, okay, if you want, if the Jews were to rebel, they would say, hey, we have your king, right? And apparently this guy, Khosrow Parviz, wanted to get rid of them and kill every male who's a descendant of David so that there wouldn't be one. And what happened was that he killed all the men, but there was one young bride who was pregnant, and he hadn't killed her yet.
Right.
And what happened
That's when the
was
dream happened.
he has a dream, and in his dream, his I guess like henchman is going around destroying, goes into their garden, destroys all the trees, and there's one small branch that is sticking up like a scepter, and he wants to destroy that too. And an old man comes, and this old man has the same description of being ruddy and with bright eyes and good looking that David did when Samuel found him, right? And this guy, I was trying to figure out who hit who. I think it was it appears that the old man hits the henchman, and the henchman starts screaming, "What did I do?" And the old man says, "Well, you not only did you destroy all the trees, but you want to even destroy this young branch." And the king, in his dream, falls down crying before the old man and says that I'm sorry. It was a mistake. I repent of it, and I am going to I am going to I'm going to take care of this shoot, and I'm going to water it, and I'm going to take from its cuttings, and I'm going to make the entire tree, the entire garden out of these trees, right? And that's when we got we got to the king wakes up from his sleep. Okay, so want to continue from there?
Yeah.
Okay. Should I read or do you want to read?
Go for it.
ויקץ המלך משנתו, וימצא אדמו צף במשכבו, ויצר לו ותתפעם רוחו, ויקרא לכל חכמיו ואשפיו, ואין פותר לו. So he wakes up and he sees blood in his bed, and it really shakes him up, right? And he calls his servants, his wise men, and none of them can explain his dream to him. ויען אחד מחכמיו, דבר זה לא יגידו אלא חכמי היהודים, כאשר הגידו לפרעה לנבוכדנצר, וכבר אסרת כל הגדולים, שלח והביא אחד מגדולי חכמיהם, ויפטר לך. So one of his wise men says, this is this understanding of dreams is given over to the sages of the Jews, and like they explained to Pharaoh and Nebuchadnezzar, and you have already seized all of them. You have them locked up. Have one of their sages come and explain it to you. V'yitav hadavar beinav, and he thought it was a good idea.
I feel like that's also like an expression we say by Paro and Yosef. I don't know why. I might be making that up. By
no, it is. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, this story very much falls in line with both the stories of Nebuchadnezzar and with Daniel and with which one? Yeah. ויטב הדבר בעיניו, ויצב להביא לו אחד מן האסורים, לעמוד לפניו לפתור לו חלומו, ויבואו עבדי המלך אל המאסר, ויגידו להם דבר המלך. So he sends his servants to go to the jail and to bring a one of these imprisoned men to explain his dream to him. V'yan hazaken, v'yomer, and the oldest one of them answered and said, "V'yomer ani avo v'agid lamelach sha'alato, v'oto hazaken haya avi shel ota hakala shahayta meuberet me'achad mezera beit David." Right? So he says, "I will be the one who will come and explain it to you." And he happened to be the father of the bride who was pregnant from a son of David. V'hu kvar nigla lo b'chalom et chalom hamelech ve'et pitrono. Right? So he had also had a dream in which he had seen his dream, and he had the king's dream and its explanation. ורצו שיחליף סמלותיו המטונפים מן המאסר, שהיו שופכים על האסורים כל יום מים מטונפים ומזוהמים. Right? He asked that they change his clothes because in the jail every day they would throw trash on them. Right? וישבל שלא יחליף, they wanted him to change his clothes, but he swore that he would not do it, that he's not going to change his clothes. ויבוא לפני המלך בבגדים הצועים. He came to the king with dirty clothes. ויאמר לו המלך, חלום חלמתי ופותר אין אותו. And the king says, I have had a dream, but nobody can explain it. התדע את ata liftor oto, do you know how to explain it? V'yomer lo hazaken, and the elder said to him, Ani agid lacha hachalom kodem shetisperehu li kach v'kach. Said, I'm going to explain to you your dream before you even tell me your dream. Ra'iti v'zeh pitrono, and this is what it means. Hagan asher ra'ita hu mishpachat zera David hamelach alav hashalom. The garden that you saw, that is the family of the descendants of David, King David alav hashalom. V'ha'ilanot asher karatata, and the trees that you cut down, hem zar'o gedolim v'ketanim, they're his descendants, old and young. Asher haragta shekulam hayu chachamim u'mavinei mada, that you killed, that all of them were wise and understanding. Asher va'asher ra'ita shenish'ar shoresh anaf echad keshevet katan. And when you saw that there would be one branch, small branch, that is like a scepter, omedhu shenish'ara isha meuberet mizar'o beit David, because there is a woman who is pregnant from the descendants of David. Va'adayin ha'ubar bebitna, and it is still a fetus within her her stomach. Va'ata hayita mevakesh lachkor v'lidrosh olai yesh eze ubar, right? And you were about to ask and to seek whether there is somebody who's pregnant, mehem, kedei shegam ze tachrit v'tashchit, so that you could also destroy that. V'hazaken asher nir'a lenegdecha, and the old man that you saw, who David HaMelech, David Melech Israel, he was David the king of Israel. V'ata arafta v'nishbata shetashkiach al ha'anaf, and you took security on yourself and you swore an oath that you would watch this branch. He ha'ubar, that is the fetus. Asher nish'ar ad asher yigadel v'yirbe mimenu zera David hamelech alav shalom. Until he gets older and he can have children to so that David's kingdom would be established. V'yan hamelech tov patarta, and the king said, you explained it well. Ach haged na li im nimtza isha meuberet mehem ve'asima einai aleha kasher nishpati. Tell me, is there such a woman that I will look after her like I swore? Vayomer yesh isha, he biti. Yes, there is such a woman. She is my daughter. Shahayta nesu'a bachur achad mizar'a David, that she was married to a young man from King David. Va'ata haragta oto, and you killed him. Ve'eni yodea im nit'abra bimenu o lav, elech lebeiti ve'esh'al. Says, I don't know if she's pregnant or not, but let me go and ask my
He knows everything except for the most important thing.
I guess. Vayomer lo, and he said, Lech v'sha'al hashaveni davar davar. Hine patachticha hayom ata v'kol muklaim imecha uma'ata etiv imachem. Says, go and let me know, and I'm going to open today the jails for you and for everyone who is with you, and I'm going to do good things for you. Be kind to you from now on. V'yelach hazaken lebeito v'yar'a ki bito me'uberet min habachur zera David hamelech alav hashalom. Sees that his daughter was pregnant. V'yigad lemelech v'yismach me'od. He told the king, and the king was very happy. V'yitzav lifnot lah lesacha bechatzer beit hamelech lishka. So, and he commanded that they should empty out a chamber in the king's courtyard. ותשב שם עם אביها וקרובים בכבוד גדול, ויצב לתת להם מבית המלך אכילה ושתייה ומלבוש כיד המלך. Right, and he said that her family, they should live there, and they should be fed. And like I said last time, we actually have a stone tablet from the records of the Babylonian kings, detailing, this is what this year was given to the house of the Davidic king in Babylon. V'yimal'u yemehem ledet v'teled ben. Right, and her days were fulfilled. She was pregnant until she gave birth, and she gave birth to a son. V'tikra shamo Bustanai. He was called Bustanai. Okay. Al Shem Hagan Hanikra Belashonam Bustan. Interesting. Bustan in Farsi means ancient, but so he was named after the garden, which he says in that name was the name of the garden. ותהי שמחה גדולה לישראל ויגדל בוסתני וילך הלוך, and all of Israel was very happy, and he grew up, and he went v'gadol b'madav v'chachma, right? And he became very wise and knowledgeable. V'tevuna pala'i palaot, he was miraculously understanding. V'yikra, and Chazi is very sorry, Donnie, that he was unable to do his duty as a Jew.
I like how you said that, Jacob. That was funny. Oh my gosh.
Vayikra lo hamelech, and the king called him, v'yamod lefanav v'yisach hen be'enav, and the king really liked him me'od. V'yamod kol hayom al raglav v'lo na'ana rosho, and he would stand all day on his feet, and his head would not move. V'lo hasia raglav, and his legs did not need help, I guess. V'tavo zvuv.
Story's getting crazier and crazier.
Okay, the last thing I expected was a zvuv, and a fly comes. V'ta'amod al rakato, and it I guess
Forehead? Is that a forehead?
I think so. His forehead, yeah. But tinashachehu, and it bites him in the forehead. V'lo nasa yado lahavricho, and he did not raise a. He would stand still. He wouldn't even make the fly go away. V'yatif hadam al panav, and blood fell on his face. V'yomer lo hamelech ma hadam hazeh, and the king saw the blood and said, what's this blood? Va'amar halo tir'eh adoni hamelech v'yir'a et hazvuv ochelet berakato. And he said, does my master the king not see that there's a I guess mosquito feasting on his forehead? V'yomer lo lama lo havrachta teha me'al panecha. The king says, why didn't you
just flick it away?
Yeah. V'yomer musar ze yersheni me'avotenu shelo lischok v'lo narim yad lifnei hamelech. He says that I was given an ethical teaching as an inheritance from our fathers, that we should never make fun nor raise our hand before the king. And the king said, this is great. And he had him seated in the chariot of the king. V'karod lefanav kacha yaseh leish rosh galuyot Israel, and that it should be announced about him, so should be done to the man who is the head of the exiles of Israel. V'hu haya rosh gola umibanav nitpashtu achar kach, and so he was the exilarch, and from his children it went forward. Achar kach v'amdu roshei galuyot v'hayu osim tzurat zvuv b'chotam shelhem, and they had. I actually think we do have a signet from the Rosh Galut.
This is getting. I don't know where this is all based off of. This is
yeah.
So he's saying that the signet, like ring of the
signet of the exilarch. Let me see if I can find the signet of the exilarch, because I think we do have a signet ring of exilarch.
So Exilarch is Reish Galusa in English?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't. There's like 10 more words to go. It says he finally says Ad Kan Hamaisa. Oh, he says where it comes from.
He does.
It comes from the Sefer Hadoros.
Aha. Okay. Okay. So where were we? לאיש ראש גלויות ישראל, והוא ראש גלויות עזבו, אשר בעבורו נשא אביהם רבי בוסתנאי, chen be'enei hamelech. So their signet had the mosquito, which was the cause of him being raised. Ad kan ha'maaseh asher huva'u besefer hadorot ayin sham. So this is in the Sefer Hadorot. I think is by the Chida, right?
I have no idea.
רב בוסתנאי בן חננאי היה ראש הגולה בבבל, ולפי מקורות מסוימים אף שימש כגאון ישיבת פומבדיטה. אוקיי? ואמרתי אין לך דבר שאין לו רמז בתורה. And I'm telling you there's nothing that doesn't have a hint of it in the Torah. כי תבות המלך זקן בא בימים ויחסהו בבגדים. So I guess this is 1 Kings 1:1, and yeah. The Roshei Tevot of that is it Zerubbabel?
No, Zavuv.
Zavuv. Oh,
hilarious.
Zavuv. Interesting.
The Ramaz on the Siyoso Zarabach is going to be Kach Haziv Haniskar.
Okay, which is okay.
I don't even understand it because the Zivuv didn't save. It sounds like in the story it was only afterwards that he got honored, or maybe that was like he found, meaning the king ended up falling in love with this guy once he had that story happen, and then it was guaranteed to perpetuate.
And remember in the story, there is the blood, right?
Right.
And when he wakes up, he sees blood.
Right.
So
fascinating.
Okay, where were we? נמצא זרעו של דוד המלך עליו השלום נתקיים בעולם אחר זמן שנתמעטו ועמדו רק על ענף אחד. We see that the children of David were reduced to a single person, right? שהוא דוגמת שבט אחד שראה המלך נשאר עומד בתוך הגן, right? Just like in the dream, there was one sprout that was like a scepter. והשבט הזה הוא היה רבי בוסתנאי, שהיה אותו זמן עודנו עובר בבטן, that he was still a fetus, עמו שהמלך נתן בעיניו בו להכריתו, that the king wanted to kill him in his womb, ולא עלתה בידו כי שמרו דוד המלך עליו השלום אביו. So, and King David was through this dream able to keep him. ועל זה נתנבא יעקב אבינו עליו השלום ואמר לא יסור שבט מיהודה. And this is the prophecy of Jacob, that the scepter will not be taken away from Judah. ואפילו בזמן שלא ישאר בזרעו, בזרע בית דוד, דעתי מיהודה. I don't know what that word דעתי there means. רק שבט אחד בלבד, that there would only be from Judah one scepter, or one spring, right? One sprig. Sorry, not spring. גם כן לא יסור שבט זה שלא יוכלו להכריתו אלא מן השבט הזה, יעמדו כל זרע בית דוד הבאים אחריו, ותשוב עטרה על ראשי גלויות ליושנה, כי ממנו יעמדו כל ראשי גלויות אחר כך, ולכן רמזו רבותינו ז"ל, פסוק זה דלא יסור shevet miYehuda. We see that David, that through the Rosh Galuyot, right, the children of David shall be saved, and that's why the rabbis here in the Talmud say that that's what it means when Jacob said to Judah on his deathbed that the scepter shall never be taken from. Al Roshei Galuyot shebabavel ki lahem kara hamikra hazeh, because this is what happened to them. Ve'in techaber tevat lo im tevat yisor, and if you take the word no and the word taken away, right?
Low and Yisor, yeah.
Yeah. So it would come together as to bind, right? To like they were put in prison. Lashon ma'asar, right, which comes from imprisonment. Ki laoto hazaken shehaya asur bebeit hasarim nigla hadavar hazeh ve'al yado na'aseh hanes shel hahatzala. Yeah, I think that's nes, not nem. Ve'od nir'eh li b'siyata d'shmaya, and it also appears to me, Omrim lo yisor shevet miYehuda, right? When we say that the scepter shall not leave Judah, elu rashi galuyot shebebavel, the katvu hatosfot min hayerushalmi, the rashi gola hayu mezacharim shel zera David hamelach alav shalom. So Tosfot in the Jerusalem Talmud say that the exilarchs are descended from David. Aval hanesiim shebe'eretz Israel hayu min hanekavot, but the leaders, the heads of the Sanhedrin, right, were that were in the land of Israel. They came from the daughters of David. V'chen mefurash b'Talmud Bavli, and in Horayot 11b it similarly says the Amar Rabbeinu Kadosh al Rav Huna Rosh Gola shebabavel, right? So Rabbi Yehuda Judah the Prince would say regarding Rav Huna that he is the exilarch. I'ati lahacha mutivna l'el menai de'ihu midichraya v'ana minukbaya. And if he were to come here, he would be greater than me, because he's from the men and I am from the women of David. Uveze muvan hatam dekri resh l'rosh gola shevet mipnei shehu ba mitzad hazachar. So that's why it's called a scepter, because it's from the male line. Haramuz ba'ot vav, right, which is hinted at by the letter vav. Diyadua kol hazacharim shebe Israel ramuzim ba'ot vav. Since we know that this letter vav is masculine, hints to masculinity in Israel. The Shema Kadisha, the of the holy name, right? So the of the Tetragrammaton. The Nekavot Ramuzim ba'ot Hey, the Shema Kadisha, and that women are in the are hinted at through the final letter Hey. V'yadua ki Yehuda nikra al shamo shel Hakadosh Baruch Hu, and Yehuda we see is called by God's name. Kamo she'amru rabotenu zal begamara, like it says in Sota 10b, Yehuda shekadash shem shemayim befarhesia, zacha v'nikra kulo al shemo shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Since Judah has sanctified God's name before the public, therefore his name he is called after God Himself. Shebeshemo yesh otiyot shem havaya, right? That Yehuda has all of the letters of the Tetragrammaton in it. ונמצא הזכרים של זרע דוד המלך עליו השלום רמוזים באות ו' Shel Yehuda, and the men would be hinted at with the letter Vav in the name Yehuda. Shehu zekuf ve'omed beshevet ve'tzurato kamo hashevet kanoda, because it is like a that is stands like a scepter, and it has the shape of a scepter. Ava Nesi'im Shebe'aretz Eretz Yisrael, the Atu Nekavot Shel Zera David, who are descended of David from his daughters. Remuzim Be'ot Acharon Shel Yehuda, they are hinted at the last letter of He in the name Yehuda. Shehu Ot He, V'lazeh Amar Lo Yisor Shevet Mi Yehuda. And that's why it says that the scepter shall not be taken from Judah. Elu Roshei Galuyot shebeBavel, shehu ot vav, shebeshem Yehuda, shehu ot hazacharim umachakek mibein raglav, right? And right afterwards in the Talmud it says, and he rules between his legs. Elu nesi'im shebe'eretz Yisrael shehem ramuzim ba'ot He. That is referring to the princes in Israel who are from the feminine side and the letter He. Shebashem Yehuda. Shehi ot hasof shel shamo v'regel retzono, right? And that's the leg of his desires. Lamar sof, meaning that when we say regel, we mean that which is the end of it. Ve'od ka'amar mibein raglav shetz'u min nashim hanekavot shel Yehuda ki ha'isha nikret regel, because women femininity is symbolized by the word regel, the word legs. Kamo she'amru bezohar, like it says in the Zohar, reglei chasidav yishamer da itata. When it says the legs of those of his pious he shall keep, that refers to the women. Umechakek mibein raglav elu b'nei benav shel Hillel, and those who will rule. Hold on. In the Gemara, what does that refer to? Mechokek ben the Hatam. Where was it?
I don't know. It doesn't quote the whole pasuk. It just quotes Mechokek.
We want to look at the. I think I have the whole pasuk somewhere. ומחוקק בין רגליו אלו בני בניו של הלל שמלמדים תורה ברבים מהתם להכה מאי. Right, so yeah, so that's what the Gemara itself says. ומחוקק מבין רגליו אלו בני בניו של הלל שמלמדים תורה ברבים. It's halfway through the thing. You want to read?
Elu b'nei banav shel Hillel. These are the grandchildren of Hillel. Shemalam Torah b'Rabim. They taught Torah in public. Kasha Havale l'meimar Elu Hillel b'Banav. But you say Hillel and his sons. Why does it specify his grandchildren? Veneerly kavana samaimar that al Rabbeinu Hakadosh hayu bivnei banav shehilal shehulo mitar baramim tvei mishar nesim avosav ki bnei yeshiva so hayu rabim yoser bivnei yeshiva shehilal hazakein gamkein v'hu asher sidur hamishnayis she'ernem shel kol yisrael shevazen nasu kol yisrael tamid tilav amar olav nemar miyamas Moshe v'ad Rebbe lo matzid Torah gdol makam echad. He's saying that the Bnei Banav Shel Hillel.
He says specifically the Gemara talks about the grandchildren because it's actually talking about Rabbeinu Hakadosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it says, "V'lav ne'er miyos Moshe v'ad Rebbe lo matir Torah gedolim b'makam echad." Like there wasn't as many great Torah scholars in one place, I guess.
Yeah.
Amar b'Rabim yesh lahachshos havel lemimar malav Torah b'Yisrael. My b'Rabim. What does it mean specifically, Rab? Why not just say teaching it to Israel? Veneerly b'siyat l'shma the Amar Gemara chad minayu d'bnei Yisrael d'bnei Eretz Yisrael kisrei minan anan b'nei Bavel. One of them is from Bnei Eretz Yisrael kisrei minan, and one of them is from us, which is from Bavel. Nimsa kol yachid mechach Eretz Yisrael nechshav kishnayim. Shenikrim Rishneim Rabim. Kamosh Amar Rabbeinu Zal Miyut Rabim Shnayim. I don't know what that means.
I guess there were.
I'm not
sure what he means by it either, but he's saying
every person in Israel was considered like a rabbim. There's no such thing as like a singular person there.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, Yuvam says by Amr Barabim, Kitevas Rabbim, Bavach Tia Teves May Rebbe. Oh, that's a good one.
The Hamem
Tia Shimash Ritzon Lomar Min Rebbe. Vayna Eretz Yisrael Shem Yishtar Rebbe Velo Rav. Kamosh Amr Rabbeinu Rizal. Be remember, Kol Rabbi Bavel V'Chol Rebbe Meretz Yisrael. Right. All the Rav means Bavel and Rebbe means Eretz Yisrael. Tiashimash Ritzono Rebbe. Tiashimash Ritzono Lomar Min Rebbe. Wow, that was like the longest Ben Yehuda in history.
I think they tend to be longer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Not that I've learned too many of them.
Wow.
Yeah. So when you were in yeshiva, did you guys always check the Ben Yehoyada?
I actually did because I was a rebel and off the derech. I actually did.
You rebelled by looking up to Ben Yehoyada?
Yeah, that was like, I remember when I used to learn Agadah, I always take out like Ben Yehoyada. I was all excited about it, and like I almost got like booted from the yeshiva.
Really?
I'm joking. There was a Ben Yehoyada, there was a set, but no one ever used it.
Interesting.
Because the Ben Yehoyada was always way more fun than the Marsha, way more fun. Because what I love about the Ben Yehoyada, not that I've learned that much of it either, but the limited that I did learn in yeshiva, I love that he's doing these like crazy word plays all over the place.
Oh yeah, he loves
all over the place. It's amazing.
Have I told you? Okay, now I'm going to tell you my favorite vorts from the Ben Ish Chai. So he says when Moses hits the rock,
yeah,
right, water comes out of the rock.
Yeah.
Where do we find Mayim Toch HaSela? Right?
Yeah.
So the word rock is Sela.
Right.
Ayin.
Right.
Says it's bediuk betoch hasela.
Right.
in the middle of Sela. How do you find that? When you write Samech, right?
Yeah.
The word Samech is Samech Mem Chaf, right? So there's the middle letter is Mem.
Right.
Lamed is Lamed Mem.
Also Mem.
Lamed is also
Right.
Mem.
Right.
And Ayin is Ayin Yud Nun. It's Yud. So
Right.
Mem Yud. There's Mayim betoch hasela, but Moshe Rabbeinu had to hit it to reorder it. The Mem Yud into Mayim.
Wow. That's great. That's great.
So every time I hear ha ha al hasela, right?
Crazy.
He got some mimenu mayim. It always reminds me of that.
It's hilarious. Crazy.
Yeah.
Wild. Okay. Next time we'll continue with the Gemara and we'll get to the next Ben Ish Chai.
The next Ben Ish Chai is
coming up
above
around the corner.
It's 6B. Yeah, not so
Yeah.
far. Okay.
Awesome.
It was nice meeting you.
Thank you.
I am going to answer some questions here. You don't have to stay if you don't want to.
Yeah.
What the hell is Talmud? The Talmud is the hermeneutic by which Jews learn how to understand the Torah. The oldest Talmudic text we have is from 150 years before Jesus. It's called 4QMMT. Are you reading Arabic? No, it's Hebrew. It's all Greek then. Okay, I guess he left. Okay. Later, people. I am going to end the stream. It was nice talking to you. Don't do anything I would do.